What's going on, all you beautiful dreamers, keepers, and reptile enthusiasts? I'm Brian, and welcome to Sky's the Limit podcast. So, big announcement, guys. If you haven't seen scrolling down there in the banner, 15 Minutes of Lame has started up. You can go ahead and go over and vote over at the Fat Man Nation or fatman.com. Uh, I have the link scrolling down below. So, with that, let's go ahead and get to some shout outs. First up is Shauna Connor. Thanks for dropping in. Good evening. How you doing today? James Perry from JNS. How you doing tonight? And Mike Duvall, Orf Avenue. How you doing? Thanks everybody for coming in tonight. Yes, make sure you smash that like button. Hold on a second. It sounds like I got a little bit of echoing going on. All right. So tonight we have Brad from Frontline Reptiles as our guest. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and bring him on. Say, Brad, how you doing?
Good. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing excellent, excellent. So first off, we're going to go ahead and start with our normal questions here. So what's with the name?
With the Frontline Reptiles, let me move some stuff. Sit down here for 2 seconds. I come up with the name because I'm a first responder. I run EMS and fire, and I was trying to figure out a name, to come up with for reptiles. And I said, well, everybody wants to get out there and get quality, not quantity, but quality reptiles. And that's all I want to give to the community also on 911 is the quality, not the quantity.
Awesome. So you're a first responder then?
Yes.
Awesome. So, how long have you been doing the reptiles?
I just started. Well, I've had ball pythons on and off, but I just started big this year with getting back into them and
Okay.
starting to try to work with breeding them. But I got a lot of growing to do before I do that.
Oh, right. Now, what are you breeding? Are you breeding just ball pythons, or are you just working with other species?
Well, as of today, thanks to the young lady that I went and bought a juvenile rat from, she's getting out of the hobby. So I may venture into corns because now I have two corns that are het scaleless, male and female.
Nice.
I have a Annery Motley het scaleless, and then I have a snow scaleless.
Okay, awesome. So going the scaleless route with the rat snakes, huh?
Yeah, well, with the corn snakes have
Okay,
yeah,
with the corn snakes. Sorry.
And then after doing a little bit of research, I just got a children's python, which is one of the world's smallest pythons.
Yes,
There
it
is
is.
like nothing out there for them really. There is, but they're normals or they're got some different spottage to them, but there are no morphs really to them that I can find that are available because of
Okay,
the importation and exportation ban that happened in Northern Australia.
right. So, are you planning on breeding the children's?
Yeah, that would be at least a 2-year project. They literally will take up to the 2 years to get to size.
Okay. Now, are obviously you're not producing anything yet.
No, unfortunately, when I reached out to you and thought my girl was pregnant, nah, she just wanted to be a pain and didn't want to eat for 4 months for me.
Oh man.
I weighed her. She was losing some weight last night. I weighed her the night before I did, and she lost 200 grams on me. And she just wouldn't eat. And I know you're not supposed to leave a live rodent in with your snakes.
Right.
I said, man, I've tried frozen thawed. I've tried everything with her. I said, I'm going to leave this small rat in here for a couple hours. And I had actually left to go watch the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. I come home, the rat was gone out of the enclosure, and I was like, she ate. Thank God I don't have to, assist feed her
That's
because
really.
she's over 4 foot. That'd be a fun one to try to assist feed.
Oh yes, oh yes. And the older they get, the harder it is to assist feed, the more
Yep.
stress. Yep. And usually, if you have to assist feed at that age, usually they hardly ever go back onto food.
Yeah.
Um, so how much have you put into the business so far, or do you consider this a business or a hobby?
Well, it is more. I first started out doing it. I was like, wow, like I've told you a couple times when I've seen you at the shows that you know, there's certain morphs that you want that, man, they got a pretty good price tag to them. And you're like, well,
Right.
wait, what if I get two, for an instance, if I get two Lessers or two Mojaves, they're on the lower end to get into, but
Yeah.
I can make that, Bell. I don't have to go spend the $350 and get it.
Okay.
So I looked at it as a hobby, but then I started to look into it where, if there's room to be able to actually give somebody a quality animal for a good price and not because I'm all right with making a little bit of money, but also giving you the good deal in the end too, so that we both
Right.
win.
Right. Right. So, well, that sounds awesome. And that because we need a lot of more people that's not in it for the money, that's more in it for the animals.
Yep.
I think that a lot of people get into it thinking that they're going to get rich overnight over this or something, and then you
Yeah.
end up seeing them fall off in 2, 3 years. So I'm glad to hear that you're getting into it for the right reasons, and
Yeah,
that.
and
So,
I started with what I got in my pocket. I'm not doing any loans, nothing like that. If if I got like today, I got a uh Freedom Breeder hatchling rack. It's got only 7 in it, but not bad. It come with the heat tape already, with the VE100 thermostat, with the tubs. Lady on Van Wert was like, "I'm getting out of doing hog noses and everything. $100 and it's yours."
nice, nice.
So I
Yeah,
mean, I had $100. I don't have the 3 grand to go get the
brand new
big.
ARS,
Yep.
right? And I get it. You got to work up to that. I
Yep.
didn't start off with the big ARS racks or anything. I started off with the just normal melamine home built rack. You know, and everything with. I think it was actually I still have it sitting behind me. It's or in front of me actually. It's what are they? The 42 quart Sterilite tubs that slide into it.
Yep.
And that worked great for the first season. I used that money and turned around and reinvested it. So, and that's how you start off. You don't have to go out and grab out a big old loan or anything like that. You can, like you said, work with that what you got and save up that ball python money when you do start making sales to reinvest it.
Yeah.
Right back into the business. So, how much have you put into your business so far?
I'm probably gonna say I've got some really really good deals to start out with. Probably 4 grand or a little bit under 4 grand.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. That's
And
that's not bad at all.
I have a total of 21 reptiles right now. I have 2 boas. I have 6 ball pythons, 4 corn snakes, 1 Cali king, and 2 boa constrictors, and then I have some crested geckos and leopard geckos. When
Okay.
I first started out, I was thinking about getting into doing like the ball pythons and the crested geckos, but the more I dug into it, it was like, okay, there's a lot of that. And
Yes,
yeah, I
there is.
know there's a lot of the ball pythons, but it's more of I got into that to try to create a lot more of the brighter colors, the more unique. Where you walk in, for an instance, at a show at the front door, and you can see at the back wall, that bright color that's sticking out.
Right, right, right. Make those pretty snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so then are you going to go you said you're doing the children's, you're going to do the boas as well?
I don't know on the boas right now. I got into them because My son got a crested gecko, and it just magically, just one day, just stopped eating everything and died on me. So he got pretty sad about that. He was with my mom for the weekend, and we went to a
Right.
show. And I'm like, I want to find him something kind of unique and really nice. And we come across a boa, a hypo dream, a hypo pastel dream for
Okay.
$80.
Oh, really?
And
That
the
yeah,
only
that ain't
thing
bad.
is, the only thing with her is her. It was the gentleman. It was the show. It's the one I bought. You were at the show with. Oh, I can't remember what snake it was that I was looking at. But he was right next to you in Finley,
Okay.
and he
So,
sold it as a pet only because the very tip of the tail is curled like a chameleon tail.
oh, okay.
Everybody I have talked to, that is a sign that, like, for instance, the tail got broke, not that there was a kink
Okay.
in it.
So,
So I
so
shouldn't have a problem ever breeding her.
right, right. Probably made you guys hit or smashed in the tub
Yep.
being closed or something, not realized it. Yeah, yeah. So then you're a first responder. Eh, what county do you work for?
I work in Defiance County, but it's for Delaware Township.
Okay, and what exactly do you do?
I am an EMR. I'm an emergency medical responder. And then I'm also a 36-hour firefighter.
Okay,
And then
so
when I'm not doing that and not doing the reptiles, it's my daytime job of doing home health care.
nice, nice. Now, do you do that as a paid job or is that volunteer work, the home health care?
The home
The
health
home
care,
health
that's my full-time job. And then
Okay.
the fire department is my volunteer. But
Oh,
on
awesome.
the EMS side, we get paid for it. On the fire side, we do not.
Okay, so you volunteer for the firefighting day.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you for giving back to the community, man. A lot of people don't know how to give back to the community. Not a lot of people know that you can go to the fire department and ask them fill out to be a volunteer.
Yep.
So thank you for volunteering and thank you for your services, man.
I appreciate it. And, I don't do it to get a thanks or anything like that. I do it literally to help out the community, get out there and get what, they need.
Good evening, Carter Coils. How you doing tonight? Yeah, even Carter says, "Thank you for your service, man." That, like I said, that's awesome. Not a lot of people go out there and volunteer on their free time or anything like that. We need more people out there volunteering and doing more of that service. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
if you're scared of snakes and you just can't do it, but you want the adrenaline, don't chase the fire truck ride in the fire truck. That'll give you what you
right,
need.
right, right. So, did you watch the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna say yes. I mean, that wasn't a fight. Them girls that fought before them actually were fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was like the 3 fights leading up to it, and that because I didn't actually get to watch the fight. I was actually at work yesterday, and that so I had to watch some of the highlights and everything. But it seemed like the 3 fights that led up to the Mike Tyson fight, seemed like the highlights were good highlights, and that the highlights from the Mike Tyson fight that I've seen so far, yeah, Shauna, I was gonna say the same thing. It looked awful. It
Oh yeah,
really did look awful.
yeah.
You know,
If you call hugging fighting, then okay, that's what you're gonna see, because
right.
it reminded me so much of the Jake Paul and Mayweather fight. Also, just a hugging match. There was
Oh,
some punches thrown, stuff like that. But right away in the beginning, Jake Paul went right to, oh, I got to hug him real quick. I'm too close to him.
wow, wow. And see, and that's the thing is like they built it up to be like it was going to be some awesome exhibition match because that's all it was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be like no big main match or anything. It was just supposed to be like a little exhibition match.
Yep.
And that, but they built it up so big with all the publicity and all the I mean, didn't Mike Tyson also just slap Jake Paul during one of the
Yeah, yeah.
interviews.
He slapped him, and he was
Yeah,
like, "I'm gonna knock him out. I'm gonna knock him out."
right. And yeah, and like I said, from the highlights I seen, it looked pretty sad. It looked awful because
Yeah,
there was I think it was in round two, a couple good punches looked like they got landed, but by the highlights from round three and round four kind of just looked like Mike Tyson was done. He done
yeah,
lost all the stamina and that, and even with Jake Paul, the what like I said, the little highlights that I seen, even Jake Paul and that kind of looked like he wasn't even into the fight himself. It kind of looked like he was just like, I'm here, you
yep.
know.
They were making a big old paycheck. That's really what it was.
Right, right. Well, so yeah, I'm kind of glad then I didn't watch it or anything like that. Uh Jake Paul cheated from the start, riding that car in. Poor Mike had to walk to the ring and was done by the time he got there.
That car, if you actually look up the car that Jake Paul rode in on, that was originally a car from SEMA that, if I remember right, Gas Monkey Garage built it, sold it, and then they found it again in a barn find. They rebought it, fixed everything back up on it, and now I think and then Jake Paul owns it now.
Really, really,
That
and
truck's way back from the early 2000s when the lower truck game was real big.
wow, wow. And I know he also I guess his outfit during that fight cost him like almost $1 million or a little over $1 million. Like, why? Why? Man, he looked like a goddamn you ever see Mad Max Fury Road when they spray the silver stuff in their face? Looked
Yes,
like somebody's done went and sprayed the hell out of him. Like he was whiter than the fucking ring was, man.
man, he had so many little jewels too on him. It was man, he looked like a crystal ball hanging from the ceiling. Like it just
Yes, 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 it did. Those highlights, yeah. I was like, man, what is he wearing? Like, oh, and I heard that his outfit cost him over a little over $1 million. But when I seen it, I was like, dude, it looks like somebody just spray painted you in silver, and you need to get out there and get some sun, man, because you're whiter than a damn ghost. I mean, dude, look at me. I'm white as hell, and he was whiter than me,
yeah,
man.
I'm half ginger, and he was whiter than my half of my body.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so I'm glad I didn't watch that, man. But so on another note, have you been following the 15 minutes of lame at all? Because
I have here and there. It's been kind of wild lately with my schedule, the department, and then the family stuff. It's been a little wild, but I've tried to catch. I've caught bits and pieces of it.
okay, so the voting opened up last night at midnight, or actually midnight, if you want to call it last night or this morning or however you want to look at it. If you're a morning person, it'll be this morning. If you're a night person, it was last night. Um, and that voting is going on from today until the 24th. The winner is going to be announced on the 25th. Um, Besides that, I have the link rolling through this little bar. So, have you voted today?
Well, I was kind of biased when I voted because I know this Brian guy that was like, "Hey, I'm gonna put you on my podcast," so like I had to vote for Brian now.
Well, I appreciate that you voted for me, man. And that yeah, there is a lot of great people in it. If you do go over to the Fat Man Nation, click on the little two little bars up into I do believe it's the right hand corner. Click on that 15 minutes of lame. Look through it, guys. There is some amazing breeders in it this year. We have some really amazing judges this year as well. We have Shane Kelly is one of the judges from Small Town Exotics. We have High Desert Python, Antoine from High Desert Python. We have Leviathan Snake, Stephen and Courtney. Then if there's any kind of tie, we're pulling in Paul from Large Mars Morse as a tiebreaker, man. So we got some amazing judges this year as well. So I would say make sure you're following the everybody's reels. You know, you don't have to vote for me, Brad, just because you're on the podcast. I'd say that. But you
Well,
know,
I thought it was like politics. You're supposed to vote for the one that gives you favors. Now, come on, no.
right, right. Well, you know, the wife was actually asking me earlier was, well, how you gonna um, win over the popularity vote and everything. I was like, well, you know, I'm going to show them a little bit of the heat that I got in my rack, you know, and that because there some things that I haven't showed off just yet, and there's actually a couple things that I've been kind of keeping hush hush. I really don't want the public to know all my breeding plans because if this one don't turn out the way I want it, you know, I don't want to be like building up suspense for something that doesn't turn out.
Yeah.
Um, so I've been kinda getting that keeping that a little bit hush hush and that, but,
Well, see,
you
I
know,
don't have to keep it hush hush. I mean, if I get down here close enough to get my phone to tune, there's the newest one.
oh, nice, nice.
That is the one that I just picked up. Supposedly she is Henry, Motley, and then the het scaleless. The lady that I got them from showed me the container. She actually bought these from Tinley in 2018.
Really, really.
Yeah,
Does she know, which breeder she got it from by any chance?
I don't think she does. She had like the deli cup, the picture of the deli cup with the snake in
Oh,
it, and then the
alright.
uh, yeah, and then what type it was. Um, but I
So
do a lot more bright colored. I don't
right,
normally stick around with the dollar color.
okay.
Yeah,
So, let's see the children's python.
that one. Let's see if I get bit because she is actually. I got to go down. See if I can get her out. I don't know because this one is the only one that I really don't have a light on. Let's see if I get tagged or not. She's small enough I won't even feel it if she tags me.
Right, right.
There we go.
Ooh, she's
Yeah, let's see
pretty.
if I can get it in the frame there good enough. There we go. She's just a little girl there.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
She is pretty.
Yeah, if she bit me, I wouldn't even know it.
Hold on, actually, if you wanna hold her up real quick,
Yep,
I'll put you on a solo layout.
give me a quick second and I'll actually get up where there's a little bit better lighting here.
That way people can see it a little bit better.
And
Yeah,
she
that's
has spun. If I can get her to want to show her head. There we go.
she's pretty.
Yeah, that was one that I got a pretty good deal on and didn't realize it till I looked it up. But yeah, she eats. I'll tell you, they are wild. Some people say they can be very spicy.
Okay.
Um, because they are very, very food motivated.
Right, right, right.
But I just reached into the dark enclosure and stuck my finger back where I thought she was, and she didn't nothing. She just come right to me.
That's cool, man. Now,
But if you see the pattern on her, so
right.
now if you look up a children's python, you get this pattern. But look up a spotted python also, and it's almost the same pattern.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you get
Now,
the you get the you get this little leopard print on her. Yep. But yeah, they will get the size of the female corn snake that I have that I first showed there. It will get
right.
that big,
Okay.
and it's wild to
Now,
think it's a python.
right, right. Yeah, now, what kind of setup do they require? Like heat, humidity, substrate?
Almost it's the same, almost the same. Which is actually kind of cool. They do. Which I'm gonna put her back in here real quick. they can do it either dry or humid because they are from northern Australia, but also have been portions of central Australia.
Okay.
So they can do the dry, or they can do just like you would do with your a normal ball python.
Okay.
That is what I have found out so far, and the lady that I got it from, it was the same setup. So I have her set up with two different hides. They are semi-arboreal, so they will
Okay.
actually utilize climbing. Right now, she's small enough. I have her in a 12 by 12. I think that's, yeah, I got her in a 12 by 12 by 12.
Okay. All right.
Um,
And what kind of substrate are you using with her?
I am using Eco, like I think it's Eco Earth. It's got the cocoa fiber strands
Okay. Uh,
because they do like to burrow.
all right. Kind
So
of
I
like my
have that
skin.
in there. Um, but when it comes to my ball pythons, anything that doesn't burrow, I do use the cocoa chip or like repti bark.
Okay.
Um, but then like my corn snakes, they are actually on an aspen. A lot of people judge
Right.
against it. I personally have never had a bad shed one bit.
Right.
On I have a caramel corn snake that we got in the beginning of the year. Um, Never had a bad shed. Never.
See, and that's what I keep my 2 corn snakes on, well, actually now 3. That's what I keep them on is the aspen, shavings, it's a little bit longer. It's not the, like the Repta chip
Yeah.
and that little fine stuff. I noticed I've tried that with my corn snakes, and it seemed like they didn't, because they didn't like it as well as the, shave beddings that you would find for, like, hamsters or the, rodents and that, the small animals, because it seems like every time I put my corn snakes back into that, the first thing they wanna do is go digging through it and
Yep.
tunneling through it and everything, where with the Reptichip, it seemed like they couldn't do that, because 'cause
Yeah.
they're not actually a burrowing animal, but or species that I know of. But yeah, so I use the aspen shavings myself, and I find it. I haven't had a bad shed either. They
Yep.
eat just fine on it. It's easier to clean, and that I tried first putting them on the coconut chips, and
Yes.
then I noticed like it was harder to clean. Like it would go in their because their poop ain't hard like the ball pythons.
Yeah.
It's more kinda runny, and
Yep.
that is it's like so it runs through that coconut chip, and it was always on the bottom of the tub, and I would have to scrub the tub, and that, where the aspen shavings, it stays on top, and I could just pick up the nice pile of aspen
Yep.
shavings, clean out the tub, put a little bit fresh in, and away I go,
Yeah. Like
so
this. I had to go to another room because I got them scattered everywhere right now until I got a rag. So, I mean, I'll tell you, the kids wanted a saltwater fish tank. Got one of them too, but it's in the weirdest place possible. You could use my bathroom and watch fish swim. But like this is the rack that I just picked up.
now, is that a sea serpent?
So the lady said she bought this from Freedom Breeder, but I've never seen a Freedom Breeder with PVC.
No, no.
The tubs are Freedom Breeder tubs.
Right, right. Yeah,
Um,
usually like Vision or Sea Serpent, they'll do the PVC racks, but they'll
yeah,
use Freedom Breeder or ARS tubs.
yeah.
And that
And I tried to look this up on Sea Serpents. I can't find a 7 slot PVC. This is 7 slots only.
hmm,
But
I'm
like
wondering,
this is I've been working on trying to do some research, combine things into a rack. So
right.
I just moved one of my balls, and let me see. Let's see if he doesn't bite me. We'll be doing good, or he's hiding. There we go.
Now,
Uh,
what is he at? Hold on
that
one second.
is a pastel vanilla. I bought that off of Brucey, which let me see if I can get a better angle here on him. He's gonna try to run away on me there.
Of course.
because he just got moved to this rack.
Okay.
Yep, I just moved him to the rack, and then I looked at temperatures, so I got my rack set kind of in the middle so that I can house some of my bigger corn snakes with the balls in this rack.
Right,
Till I
right.
get another rack. And this guy, well, this is actually a girl that this is very rare that this happens. But is it photogenic, or is that what it's called? One that a snake reproduces itself.
Parlogenesis?
Yes. This next normal corn that I have, this is how it happened. This is
Oh,
an
really?
exact copy
Of
um,
the mom?
of the mom. Now, when they do that, though, are they all females?
They should be all
Okay.
females because they're usually with how that works is it's the mom's reproducing its genetics, so it should be an exact copy of what the mom is, unless like let's say the mom's a super, then
Yep.
it'll give off one copy of that super. It might not give off both copies,
This
and
is
that
her.
she's pretty.
Lot of red. Lot of red.
Now, so if what was her mom then?
I do not know. That is what the lady did not tell me.
Okay.
Um, but I'll have to after we're done here. I'll have to send you a picture of her. She is
Okay.
just. I mean, why? I mean, very very. I would almost call it like fire truck red.
Okay. All right.
Very very red. And then everything else I can't get over to right now.
Oh,
I do have, but she is probably hiding, and she is. Because today is also feed day,
okay. Yeah, I just
and
fed a lot of my balls
and
this
I have not
morning.
fed yet. I will end up feeding
Now, do you feed live or frozen thawed?
both.
Both?
I have two that will only eat live. They will not eat frozen thawed. I tried and tried and tried, and I think that's why my spider girl stopped eating on me for 4 months because she got mad at me.
Huh?
Okay,
Because yeah.
let's see. Yeah, come here. Don't tag me. Because if I ever get tagged, that hasn't happened yet.
Say I think eventually it'll happen. I mean, eventually, once you start breeding and you start dealing with the babies, it's going to
Oh,
happen.
yeah.
Um.
There we go. So I used to have a Mojave Clown, and I do not anymore because I traded the Mojave Clown off for this girl.
Ooh,
This is a champagne inchy, banana champagne inchy.
she's beautiful.
This is
Yeah,
the
I like what
one.
that
This is a
champagne is
female.
doing with that banana.
Yeah, it is. It is wild. I love her pattern. And then if I can get her to cooperate with me, you're not, and that's how you tell she got the champagne because she definitely does have a little bit of a wobble.
Right, right. Yeah, but I still love that interaction between the champagne and banana with the little
Yeah,
that energy reducing the
and
patterns and
this
that.
is if I can get it. There's her. There's yep. There you go. That's more of her pattern throughout her whole body.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that was I traded out I had a Mojave Clown. He was a little spicy. My kids couldn't handle him. Um
Right.
so I think you know Will
Will from Semper what is
yes.
it? Semper Fidelius. I believe it's pronounced something like
Yeah.
that.
And he had some hatchling stuff like that. We did some talking, and we ended up trading because it was for the kids. And then after I saw how she was and everything, I was like, you know what? I need to get her up to size because she's gonna make some beautiful babies.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
especially she's a female banana, which I mean, like you would know, Brian. It's not you have to have a female maker to get female banana.
Yes. Yep, yep,
Yep.
yep. Well,
But yeah, she just
it
wraps
is.
around and chills. She's a hand puppet.
Well, there is that once in a while, it's very rare that it happens that the female maker does throw a male.
Yep.
Same with the male makers, with the bananas, it can cross over. There is crossovers, but it is very rare that it happens.
Yeah.
Um, so what projects are you planning on working?
So I wanna play with banana a good amount. Because I know banana when I was younger, banana was a pretty big hit. Everybody wanted bananas. I mean, banana's still a pretty nice, a nice color and morph.
Yes, yes.
Uh, that's more what I wanna incorporate banana into a lot. But I also have because I have a banana spide. Um,
Right.
and I'm actually going to look at getting a male probably next year because she's pretty good size. Um, I like her. Her head's just yellow. Everything else is pearl white. Um, I want to get an orange dream inchy pied to put with her.
Okay.
And if I remember, it was either that combination or yellow belly added into it. And oh, they're beautiful looking babies.
Okay. Now,
And then I have two pastels. I have a pastel leopard and a pastel Mojave. I want to make some supers.
okay. Some super pastel.
Yeah, because then with taking that super pastel, I don't have to worry about then when I go, for an instance, if I want to throw a banana into that, I will never have to worry about getting a
Getting
normal
norm. Right,
because of
right,
the it will always pass on one of them pastel genes.
right, 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 right. Now, working with any recessives or anything, or is it just all codoms right now?
Well, the only recessives I'll be working with would be on the corn snakes. Everything is incomplete or codom on the ball side.
Okay. All right. And now, let's see that boa that you got there.
That one, I don't know if I can get
Or
her out or not. We will see if I can get her. Because if I get her out, I know my boy's gonna want her.
right.
You
The
boa, bud.
Mike says the banana mill that comes from her will be the female makers.
Yeah. And I actually have this is my big male. Well, I wouldn't. He's big for what I was told. He was like 8, 9 months. He's almost 3 foot long though. This is my other. I don't know if you can see him in there.
Let's pull it up. Yeah, he blends into that log real nice, don't he?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. He's a neck puppy. He doesn't stay on the hand. He's a neck puppy.
Okay. Now, is that the one you picked up at the show that I was vending at, right?
No. Where did I pick? I think no. The one I'm about to get out is the one that I got from the show. This one I picked up off of Angel.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Angel and Richard.
Yes,
Eh,
yeah. I
no,
picked up the boy I
yep.
just showed. I picked him up from Angel. And this one, I don't remember the guy's name because he didn't even have a banner. He just had
Oh,
snakes on a table.
oh, yeah. Sometimes those are little iffy tables to buy off of. Man, I've seen people with tables with no banners, no tablecloths, and that, and some of their animals don't look too healthy on the table. But I'm sure you know what. Well, Brad, you've got plenty of animals in
Oh, yeah,
that, so you know
only 21.
right.
Okay, come here, mamas. Yeah, there you go. Oh, be nice because it looks like you're going to be shedding on me soon. So she's going to be a little darker because she's in the middle of shed and she's trying to go on the opposite side of her enclosure where I don't want her to because I got her in a tub. I got her in a tub that locks.
Okay.
because she is small enough for that. She doesn't need anything fancy. But the big boy's
Right.
checking her out right now. Like, what do we got going on over here?
See, big boy, you gotta wait a minute.
Oh yeah, he's fun to come out because once he comes out, he does not want to go back in. She will do about the same thing as soon as I can get her to release here. Okay, I'm gonna have to set you down here for 2 seconds.
All right.
She is trying to go behind it now. Come on. Yep, I'm gonna take you off your heating pad to get you to come where I want you to come now. There you go. Yep, keep coming. I need you to unwrap. There we go. Thank you. Now we can be nice to each other, right? Yeah. Okay. I'll take her out to where there's some better lighting here. But she is definitely she's in the process of shedding too. Yeah, now you're just periscoping. Do 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 do
Yeah, I
do.
love when they periscope.
And that is her.
Oh, she's beautiful. I love those reds on her tail.
Yeah,
Those
and
are
with her tail,
those are nice,
get it.
nice.
Okay, see her tail, the little knot?
Yep.
That is it. And that is very at the very, very, very tip of her tail. But she is just a beauty.
And no, no, if that's not from genetics, that ain't gonna hurt breeding at all.
No,
Actually, I
she'll stay just like that too. She'll stay right there in my hand.
super chill.
Yep, but that's where I picked her up. I paid $80 for her. Every time I looked it up, it was roughly close to what I could see was like 300 to 400 bucks for one,
Yep,
and it was sold
yep.
as pet only just because of
The tail
yep. Like if I
and that.
scroll, here we go. That's it. That little tiny knot right there. That was it.
See, yeah, and I'm wondering if, like I've said earlier, is if he when he went to go close the tub up when she was a baby, if the tail didn't get caught between the tub and the top
Yep.
of it, and the didn't realize it or and that. So I mean, it happens. It
Because
happens.
because if you get a kink in the tail or a kink in the body, that's where for instance, I think of it as like a bendy straw.
Right.
When you bend that, it would look like that. It would not look like a chameleon tail.
No, 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 no. It wouldn't be curled. It would be, and that's why they call it a kink because it would be kinked. You
Yep.
know, and that. So, and not only that is, I honestly, Brad, myself, I believe that regardless of the kink or let's say a shark mouth or duck bill or whatever they want to call it, or
Yeah.
having the and that if they're still eating and pounding food and they're still doing it and thriving and that if it's not genetic. I don't believe that now, like the spider head wobble, that's genetic.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
champagne wobble, that's genetic. But the kinks and that stuff can be, incubator issue.
Yes.
It could have been something that the egg happened to roll or something during incubation or something. So
Yeah.
it's something that might not pass on to them, the offspring, because if it's not genetic, it ain't gonna pass on, you know,
Yep.
um, and I was just talking to, Jeremy and Holly from, Snakes from the Memories or Snakes for the Memories,
Yeah.
out earlier out in, Indiana. We were out at Fort Wayne, Indiana at the Show Me, Reptiles, just hanging out. We wasn't vending or anything, but just hanging out, and that talking to them. And then like we were talking about the same thing, if you have an incubator issue and the animal comes out with a little bit of a cleft lip and the animal's thriving and
Yep.
no problem eating or not that, why not breed it if it was an
Yeah.
incubation
It,
issue?
and it doesn't. Her tail, it causes her no issue because literally she is wrapped. Her tail is wrapped on my hand and she will not let go.
Mike asked who you got there from. Once
I
again,
do not his what I got this girl from.
yeah.
So I do not remember his name, and he didn't give me a card. He didn't nothing. Um, if I remember right, I know he's from Columbus. That's it.
Mhm. Wow,
He
wow,
did a lot
and
of jungles, a lot of hypos, a lot of just pastels. Um, he said she should have been a lot more. I think he had her for $100. And I said, it's for my son, with him losing his. Um, I said, I got cash today. I said, I'm willing, work a deal with you, something like that. And I think I paid $80 or $85 for her.
that ain't bad at all.
But I mean, it like you said, if it wasn't a pet only because of a kink tail, which it's not a kink tail. I mean, you can
Right.
definitely tell it's not.
No, 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 not
Um,
being curled like that. No.
yeah, he said it would be I think like $400 or something like that. Um, and if I can do it without getting
John
bit at all,
Rigger.
because I have not played with these ones yet. I have one more coin to still put away, and it is the snow.
Okay.
Uh,
Mike said maybe it was John Rigger.
might
Um,
have might have been. I know he did ball pythons, and he said there ain't nothing in that. I got out of that. Um, I've only seen him at like I think one show, and it was at the Finley show right beside you, and that was the
and
only time I've
that's
seen
the
him.
only time I've ever seen him vending anywhere. I've never seen him before. That was the first time I've ever seen him at a show. And Brad, I vend quite a bit during the summers.
Yeah,
I kind of slow down during the winter time, but in the summertime I try to vend a lot. And yeah, that was the only show I've ever seen the guy at. So I'm not sure who it was either.
right.
Um,
Oh, this is my favorite one right here. This is the one that my wife even said it's mine. Let me see if I can get him to come out here. I can get underneath of him because he's probably going to be a fast little mover. But all these were the lady that I got them from just said I just want them to go to a good home. I've contacted a rescue and they haven't got a hold of me. You know, Grandpa doesn't like that I have him in the house, and I said, "Well, I'm here." I said, "I don't have a problem.
right.
If you want him to go to a good home, I'll give him a good home."
Now, where was the lady located at?
Van Wert. She originally was from Sherwood, but she moved to Van Wert.
Okay. Mike says no, it's not John.
Okay, there you go. Come on out, booger. Let's see if
But
you.
honestly, Mike, I think he was the guy that he picked that boa up from was kind of a pop up guy.
Yeah,
Because like I said, I'd never seen him before. He didn't have really any banner or any information on his table. He kind of when I did vend with him, the guy kind of did stay to himself. I did talk to him a little bit, but I don't remember his name. When you meet as many people as I have lately, you kind of start forgetting some names here and there. Um, so I'm not exactly sure who it was, and like I said, I haven't seen him since.
I'm just waiting for him to get the tail out of the bag. Okay. Oh, yep. I just booped you.
Hey, Funky Vlogs, how you doing?
There we go.
All right, hold on 1 second, Brad. Let me pull this up. There you go.
And there
Oh,
is the snow het scaleless.
nice.
And I mean, he is a big boy.
That's a he?
Yep, this is from 2018, but I think she may have overfed them a little bit, but I don't know because man, from the cloaca to the tip of the tail is massively long.
Okay. Hey, Derek, how
But
you doing?
I'm trying to see if I okay. So where my finger is at is the cloaca. That's all tail
Yeah.
past it.
Oh, yeah. She might have been because with the corn snakes, if you offer them food, they're going to eat. They'll
Yeah,
eat, every single day, and that. Um,
yeah, he's big, and you could tell like his tail if I can get back close to it. Oh, he's all wrapped up, but it's real slender here, and then he gets real big up here, almost like there's a lot of fat right there at the tail, like he's been overfed.
okay, yeah,
Because I
I
know
bet.
when they're this size, you can feed them once every other week.
Yeah, and that's usually what I feed mine is they get fed with my bigger ball pythons, which is once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Derek says doing well, preparing for the breeding season. So am I. Actually, I've been pairing quite a few girls up. I've had three of them that's been locking up Derek. Actually, I have three of them that's been locking up going into a shed cycle right now. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it's a pre-ovulation shed and they don't reabsorb on me. But just throw them a male into them once a month. Usually, I throw a male into my females once a month. The male stays in there 2 3 days or until I see a lock. If I don't see a lock in 2 or 3 days, I'll pull them out, put them back away, and I usually do that once a month until I get eggs on the ground. But yeah, Brad, you said that's a male.
Yeah. That's
So
what I was told.
I have a female snow corn.
Oh, do you now?
And she's almost close to breeding size, as well
Okay.
as I have an extreme reverse female. She's an extreme reverse ochre tea female. Hold on,
Okay.
let me pull her out, and I'll show you her. And she's because I just picked up a normal ochre tea, and that
Okay.
to with my male to grow out to breed with my two females because I don't have a male for 'em, and that.
Yeah.
But I do have 2 females, and I do believe my one is very close to breeding. Hold on, let me pull her out to show you.
You want him? Okay. Brian. Brian said he's got a female. Okay. And I'm gonna ask him. I'm hoping I can put him in that rack for the time being.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be able to? Is it too long?
He might be.
Alright,
Ooh.
so this is my reverse ochre tea,
That is definitely nice.
and she was actually a trade. I was out vending at the Midwest Exotic Animal Expo out in Piqua, and the guy
Okay.
came up to me, was like, "Well, do you guys, trade?" I was like, "Well, what do you got?" Because I had a couple fireflies on my table, and that at the time I was asking about, $50 for them. Nothing expensive, and
Yeah.
that he was like, "Well, I got this real feisty, corn snake." I was like, "Oh, really?" I got this snow that I just picked up not too long ago, and that I like feisty little animals. Like I told you earlier, I like them a little spicy. So I
Yeah.
went over to the guy's house and we made the trade. He traded her for firefly. It
Yeah.
was just a normal firefly, fire pastel. And that right went to go pick up or opened up the guy's enclosure that he had her in, and then I opened lifted it up so she was underneath the hide, picked her right up, and she was like, I ain't never done that. I ain't never, every time I try to do that, she bites me. I've never once had her strike at me since I've owned her.
And okay, so I got a question for you too. So with him being this size, would he's I'm gonna probably say three. He's probably a good 3 foot.
Okay.
Would he be okay to be housed for a little while in an FB10? They are 21, almost 22 inches long by 9 1/4 wide.
I would say yeah. I have my female corn that's about the same size. I just upgraded her to a Sterilite 42 quart tub, and before
Okay.
that she was in Sterilite 16.
Okay.
And so she did real well in that. Matter of fact, when I first got her, and that she would didn't want to really eat for me because, well, I got her from kind of a pop. Actually, funny story about my corn snake. So I went to a BRM, my very first BRM show I've ever went to. Wasn't vending, and that this is actually when I very first started vending, and
Yeah.
that I was checking out the show. There was a guy there that he had a sign, had a banner, and everything. He was going under the name of Ragnarok Reptile,
Okay.
right? Well, he had this corn snake on his table. Corn snake
Okay.
looked healthy, looked all right, didn't look too bad. What are you doing? Well, she's wrapping around my dang chair.
I got one kind of being like, well, I want to come back out, and I'm trying to put her back in because this is actually the first time I've ever had a rack, so it's kind of nice to have.
Right.
Oh
But
yeah, now.
anyway, so yeah, so I look at the corn snake, I check it for mites and everything, and we're at the show, so it's kind of hard to hear the animal breathing or anything, but I don't see any obvious signs of RI or anything that it's not holding
Yeah.
its mouth open or anything like that. Right. Well, pick it up. I think I paid like 80, $90 for the corn snake. Get it home and that put it into his quarantine rack. Notice, well, it's starting to hold its mouth open. Damn, it got to RI. So I treat it for a RI, start inspecting it and everything, get that treated. It don't want to eat for me. I'm like, oh,
Gotcha.
this little dang sucker, he got me, so eventually I did get her back eaten, and that it took a little while. What I actually, ooh,
Okay,
that's
that
bullshit.
one I showed.
Um, what are you doing?
That's the one that supposedly like did the copy of its mom.
Okay.
But I mean, it's red though. I've never seen so much red on a corn.
Okay, let me put you in.
Okay, ready?
There you go.
Definitely got some fat. Definitely, this one's going on a diet.
Brad, do you work with balls too? Yeah, he works with balls as well.
Yeah, there we
And
go.
Derek says that's cool. He loves the color. Let me put this girl back. She's being a normal corn snake and wanting to run everywhere.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's a couple I've noticed on this one here. This is the one that it's got some defects. Um, because what happened is this lady's friends, corn snake, had babies, gave
Right.
eggs, and she's like, I don't know what to do with them. And she's like, oh, I've always wanted to hatch eggs. She used a chicken incubator.
Oh no, no, no.
So this girl right here come out with some problems.
Oh well, yeah. The eggs ain't supposed to be turned like that.
Yes. So she's got a couple. She had a couple kinks as a baby, but you can't see them as an adult. And then there's a couple as we would call them, like on us, like what do you want? Like some fat nodules.
Okay.
She she's got. If I can get her to do it, there's one. See, there's one right there. See it?
Yep, yep.
Yep, right there is. If I can get her to do it again, because she's running away from me.
Of course,
But
like I said,
that's it. But
they
other than that,
never
I
want to
love her
cooperate.
belly. There's her belly. If I can get it to do it, there it is.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a couple little fat nodules, and she's one that does not like to sit in the hand. She is running around wild, but I love the colors.
Yes, yes. Now,
I'll
and
there you go.
see,
And
I
yeah,
like.
when she was born, there was a couple kinks in her, but I don't see any kinks now. And like some people say, as a hatchling, you're gonna really see the kinks. There's a good chance though that when they do progress and get older, you don't see any of them.
Right, right, right.
So
All
they,
right.
they don't act like they're hungry. And but she had said that, hey, it is. I haven't fed them yet. They're good size. I will definitely wait and probably feed next week because they're
Oh,
gonna get
oh yeah.
acclimated.
Right,
And
right, right.
right now I have
And I'm
I have
sure
the
they ain't
thermostat.
I'm sure it ain't gonna hurt them to miss a meal.
No, I mean it wouldn't miss. I mean I wouldn't miss a meal either. But hey,
Right, right.
But like yeah, I just got the thermostat set at 90. It's got like 3 or 4 inch heat tape. Um, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yep. That's why we're doing your research is important. I've heard of several people that almost brought chick incubators and thought it would work, but they don't and are now the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I almost made that mistake. I was like, oh, I did an incubator. I'm not gonna spend like 300-400 bucks. I'm I'm gonna go get one of these ones for chickens. I got this. I'm gonna do this. And then I'm like, wait, that turns the eggs. No, the embryos gotta stay up.
Yes, yes, yeah. That constant rotation on that chicken incubator is not good for reptiles. A
No.
lot of people get that confused and think, "Oh, well, they're the same thing." An incubator's an incubator. No, no, they're not the same. And even just the chicken incubators, the temperatures aren't. I don't feel that the temperatures are constant or the same.
Yep.
You know, and
And
another thing, I was saying earlier, me and Jeremy from Snakes for the Memories were talking about incubators earlier too, and he had issues with his incubator. Had I guess like 10 clutches go bad because he had incubator issues.
yep.
Right? And like I told him, is I use a homemade incubator. It's tried and true, hasn't failed me at all. I've hatched 4 clutches out of that incubator, and every single baby's come to term, no bad eggs, nothing's molded, nothing's wandering, and every baby come out perfectly healthy, so I'll go with that homemade incubator because I know the love and passion I put into building it, so I know that it's going to be, spot on. I put that good air
Yeah.
flow into it. I put that, you know, good heat tape into it. I have a good thermostat on it. Yeah, and Sean O'Connor even says, "I love my homemade incubators." Yeah,
And now if I can
I
get it. Now this is the big female. I'm working on getting her out on the corns. She's definitely trying to get warm again. Yeah, she's definitely a big girl. It's a double hander here. There you go. Yep, keep coming. And
Derek
and
said,
same thing with her when it gets to the end of her tail, she's got a good fat nodule back there. So that I mean that's just basically meaning like they're eating a little too much. Can I get my hand?
so Derek says, he had a friend that lost a clutch of 8 that was supposed to be a split clutch from incubator issues this year.
Wow. There
Derek,
we go.
what kind of
Yeah.
incubator was it? Because I know Jeremy, he had a Wilbanks incubator, and actually he did. If you go over to Snakes for the Memories YouTube channel, he has a little video on him replacing one of the heat coils in the back of the incubator because he was having problems with it. And yeah,
Yep.
he and I do believe on one of his videos as well, he actually I think it's one of his recent videos, he was talking about having incubator issues and one of his snakes has like a cleft lip and that because of it. And yeah, we
Wow.
were yeah, because of the incubator issues, and we were talking at the, and that's what I was just talking to you about earlier, Brad. Me and Jeremy talking about the, it being an incubator issue, and it's not genetic, so shouldn't have to worry about it passing that on into the
Yep.
babies and that, But yeah, it was a Wilbanks incubator that messed up on him.
I have
Uh,
been looking at a sea serpents.
okay, sea serpents. See,
Yep.
no, yeah, I'm kind of what Derek did. I didn't do a wine cooler. I actually did a mini fridge. And that clear front mini fridge, went out, bought it
Yep.
brand new, and that paid about $200 for the mini fridge, right? Tore out the AC part of it, tore it all, like bought this refrigerator brand new, tore it completely apart, so destroyed it. Had to drain the freon out of it and everything. People's
Yeah.
probably thinking, "Oh, this dude's freaking nuts. He just bought a brand new refrigerator and destroyed it." But I'll tell you what, like I said, I hatched 4 clutch out of it last year. Every single baby came out beautiful, no issues. If it's not broken, why fix it? You know.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. This is the other female I picked up today,
Okay, hold on one second. Let's pull your full screen. There you
and I
go.
can't show you the head because she is already halfway in my shirt. But she's the same way. She gonna go on a diet because right there,
Oh yeah.
that's the fat nodule at the end of her tail.
Oh yeah. Now,
Yeah, she is right there.
now you
She is
just picked
my
her up,
shirt.
correct?
Say what?
You just picked her up today, didn't you?
Yes.
All right. I would say with that, can I see that again, Brad? I would keep an eye on that.
Yep.
Um, because yeah, I'm with Derek on this. That looks like a rat still in her tail. But I'm not thinking a rat. I'm thinking maybe impaction. So keep an eye, make sure she
No,
poops.
it's it's
It's a
squishy.
fat.
Complete.
Okay, it's squishy. It's
It's
not hard or anything.
like
Okay. And it's right by her cloaca. Yeah. I see it now.
yeah.
Okay.
She's like, stop squeezing me. Stop. Like, but I don't know where she's at. She's somewhere in the, and literally, she's with arm stretched all the way out with my arm length, and I still there's the tip of her tail.
She's
So
beautiful
if
rat
I
snake
let her
though.
down, she's halfway in my shirt, and the tip of her tail is past my belt line already. But this is the one that was supposedly um, Annery Motley het scaleless.
Yes, I like that pattern. It almost looked right there toward the bottom of the screen. That pattern kind of reminds me of like a barbell, like little
Yeah.
barbell.
And now though, once you get towards the end of the tail, it's gone.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
The
I like that.
barbell stops right there.
Yeah, it looks like it's just those two. It looks just those two, like the ones above it
Yep.
are back to the dots, and the ones below it's back to the dots. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Yep.
cool.
She's all the way in my shirt. I don't know where she's at for real. She's just in my shirt. But yeah, I checked them as soon as I got home. I checked them because I always want to make sure that there's not an RI or mite because I really don't have an area right now to quarantine.
Right, right,
So I try to take every precaution that you want to check for, and
right.
then and I do well that's what I like about the snows. If they got mites, you know they got mites. Something
Oh yeah,
like this, you
yeah.
really got to look for because they will blend right in.
Yes, yeah, yeah. With
And
the snows or no, with
I
the
hand up
snow.
every single one of them before I get them because, like for an instance, she's gonna get mad because I'm gonna let go of her tail. I check my hand after they run through it for any kind of black dots, anything, and there's none.
Right, right.
But
Now,
yeah, that is right at the There's the Kueka, and there's the little fat spot, and it's
okay,
literally
yeah,
right at
yeah.
where
So
this finger is
it's
the Kueka, and she's
yeah,
fat right there.
it wouldn't be an impaction that far down.
No,
If it was,
I
she would have done
know
past it.
somebody that had this issue with the fatty tail portion. They went to the vet, and it's literally just a fat deposit,
Right,
and
right,
that's
right.
what a lot of people don't understand either. It's not. Yeah, you can power feed to get them up to size, but doing that, you can really take away their lifespan.
Right, it does a lot of physical damage to the animal because,
Yeah,
like
like
we've talked at the shows, Brad, about overfeeding the ball pythons. Their organs, when you feed them and they're digesting that meal, their organs swell up. So
yeah,
if you don't give them a chance to digest that meal before you throw another meal in
yep.
them, the
I can
organs never get a chance to swell back down to normal size, and it does shorten their lifespan quite significantly.
trying to show it. Okay, where that fat spot is, you can see it on the side view, but not a straight on view, because then her tail gets really small. So it's right at the Quaker, but it's the rest of the size of her body. It's just at a side angle. You see a lump, but like if you're looking on it like straight on, you don't see it. Yes, they are the
Yes.
biggest pain in the end.
Yes,
Um,
they're a big pain, and what do you say?
uh, the
We
cool
deal
thing is,
with
though,
ball breeders, in my opinion. Once you got they're tough to lose. They are tough. I would say the best way to get rid of mites, knock on wood, I have never dealt with them in the 3 years of keeping reptiles, actually 4 years of keeping reptiles, then I've never had to deal with them because I do take my preventative measures. I do have to quarantine. I'm able to do a little quarantine and everything before they move into my sy racking systems, and
yep,
I usually buy from, good name breeders, like Glenn Ward, Will, people like that, people I trust, and that. But and that when you do bring them home, if you do that proper right protection and um all that, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. But there is sure ways of getting rid of them.
yep,
And but when you do it, you got to do your entire snake room. You can't just do
yep,
one tub, guys. You have to do every tub, every rack in the entire room, and not only just the tubs, not just only the racking systems, but the entire room themselves. Because remember, these mites are crawling across the floors. They're crawling into the little crevices. They're crawling across the counters, even though you don't think they are, and they will crawl from one rack all the way across your snake room to another rack to get to that snake. So you do have to treat the whole room.
yeah. Yeah, and the to help with it, how everybody's like, oh, use the hot shot pest strips.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I have used them. I have one hanging because unfortunately, I live in a smaller 2-bedroom house. Open it up, Bubba. Um, I live in a smaller 2 bedroom house, but it's like 1,000 square foot.
Right.
I like to sleep with all of my pets, so yeah, I sleep with all my feet. Adults are in my room. I keep them away from my children because I bought my son a corn snake, and he said, "Oh, I'm gonna get it out while Dad's at work." Well, he found out what
Oh,
happens when you grab one the wrong way. He got bit. I said, "Hey, you're
right.
good though. It'll never change. It'll always feel the same."
Right. Right.
So I tried the hot shot where I cut it, put them in deli cups, each tank. And unfortunately, when you have mites, somebody's like, "Oh, you're a bad snake owner." No, it's just like owning a dog. You're gonna get them at some point.
Right. It's like
I have tried using the hot shot trick. It will keep them out of a tank or enclosure. If there's one in there, it keeps the mites out. The banana girl that I showed, I got mites on her. And I think what it was is I bought bedding from a pet store. I did not freeze it. I didn't take the precaution. I learned from it. But she had one of them in her enclosure with her for over a month and just nothing. So I started soaking her doing that. You can't find anything for mites at a show. You can't find anything at a pet store, to take care of mites. Takes a lot of research to do so, and you find things. I have been told, which I won't leak the information. I won't. Um, but I was told how to make some that used to
right.
be
Right.
on the market that is no longer on the market.
Right.
So
Right.
like all these guys got wiped with a paper towel just in case. So
Right.
so I made sure there's no RI with them. They didn't have mites. They weren't sitting there twitching out with anything because that's the biggest thing. I'm at 21 reptiles now. I do not want a disease to come in here and riddle my whole.
No. 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 And that's why I have the actually testings. Have a multi-panel test kit that I can do and send out testings for like Nido and all different kinds of stuff like that. I and actually Mike, that's exactly what I use now. I which is Nix. Nix works great in that. You can actually rub it with on the animal. I was using Jurassic Mite to rub on the animal.
In here.
And then using a Prevenamite to spray the area and everything like that. But yeah, the Nix I found works a lot better than any reptile mite prevention that I found.
Yeah, I've tried the Prevenamite. Um, it works, but I mean, it was nice to find some stuff that works like instant. Like Angel uses I can't remember what it is now. Um, but she's got in a spray bottle. And as soon as it touches a mite, it's over with. It
Right.
instantly kills them, but you cannot keep it on the snake long because it's poison. It will actually affect their liver, everything right away.
And hold on. I'm trying to find the other stuff that I've been using. Give me 1 second and I'll get the information on this.
Are you having
Because
fun? I look like I have a hunchback right now because the snake has ventured almost all the way in now.
I've also been using this stuff. It's called Aracin. All right.
Okay.
It's a biosecurity protection for horses and farm animals. And
Yeah.
that and I've noticed that stuff also works great. What I like about the Aracin is kind of like with the Nix, but it's cheaper than the Knicks, and you can actually put it on the animal. You dilute it just like F10 or your cleaning solution, and
Yep.
you can do it like with the Jurassic Mite as well. You can wipe down your animal, and you can also use that to treat the tubs. You can use that to treat the entire room. Put it into a spray bottle, spray everything down, and unlike with the Prevenamite that I was using, with the prevenamite, when you spray that into a tub or into the snake room, every animal in that room has to come out. They have to come out of that room. They cannot be in there until the fumes um get out and everything's completely dry. And that because there's an aerosol, it's an aerosol type spray. So that aerosol is really harmful for the animals. So they all have to be out of the room. But that artisan, or how do you say it? Yeah, artisan or
Yeah.
stuff, and that you don't have to worry. You don't have to
Yep.
worry about no kind of smell. You don't have to worry about any of that. Like I said, I also use Nix as well. But those are just stuff that I use as a preventive treatment whenever I bring my snakes back from a reptile expo, when I'm vending, or if I went go over to another breeder's house that I'm not 100% sure of, and I come back,
Yep.
I always make sure I treat myself, and that even though I'm not a reptile, I still want to treat myself. I'll take all my clothes off, take shower, you know. Then after I get out of the shower, I'll still wipe my arms all the way down to my elbows
Yep.
with this stuff and that before I even go into my reptile room.
Yeah.
It's always safe than sorry. And I'll do the same with the hand sanitizer too. I'll rub it all the way down to my elbow before I even do anything with my animals. And especially if I'm, going into the quarantine area and into my reptile room, which usually is not that way around. I usually do the reptile room first, then the quarantine.
Yep.
But just anything to be safe, because like I said, I haven't had mites, knock on wood. I don't ever want to deal with them, and I feel that if I take every precaution that I can, to prevent it, the better.
The biggest way that I found it's the shows. But well, I wouldn't even call it the shows. My biggest place that I got, because I have gotten multiples from shows, and none of them have had mites. They get mites when I buy the bedding from a pet store that doesn't care. For an instance, your big chain ones. I won't
Right,
I
right,
won't put out names. I'll just
right,
the big chain. And they can sit there and they can say, hey, when we get a shipment in, we freeze it. Well, that's
right.
fine.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
your animal that's 4 aisles over has mites, it will affect everything.
See, Derek says Walmart is bad for mites.
And
Um,
the biggest thing is stores like your big chain stores. Like, I love when I go to Angel shows. If you're not a vendor, you ain't bringing an animal in.
right,
But you go to any of your local pet stores, what are people doing? They're walking in like me right now, like, hey, check out my snake. You
right.
like it? Yeah. And
Yeah,
now what happens? You know, you just touched that person's snake, or, it brushed up, they were like, oh, Georgie, you like this hide? Georgie
right.
checked out that hide. Now you just bought that hide. Yeah, you went home, you cleaned it, but like, you didn't clean it as good. You forgot one little millimeter on it. Well, now there's a mite there. You have introduced it.
Or even worse, that little millimeter is now carrying the, nanovirus or
Yeah.
not a nanovirus, you
Yep.
know, and that's all it takes is that one little area for now your entire collection's infected. Before you know it, half of them are dead, I mean,
Yep.
and that's why I always do my safety precautions. I do my quarantine and that, and that I know some people don't have that luxury of being able to quarantine into or having the quarantine room.
There you go,
Yeah,
Brian. Now you can see it. That's the fat spot.
yeah. Looks like
And it
she
is. It's
ate a
squishy.
big old healthy rat.
Yeah, and it's squishy. I mean, I can sit here and squeeze it and nothing. It literally feels like you're squeezing a water balloon.
Yep, yep, yeah. And
Yeah. Yeah,
I
but
believe
I
that's
now
probably,
have
yeah.
I now look like a hunchback though because she has found my whole back. But that's one thing that so I take that prevention. Like even like I fully trust you. I would buy something off your table, but still when I come home just for my sanity, my mind,
That's right. That's right.
I'm gonna spray the chemical I got on a paper towel. I'm gonna
Yeah.
wipe it down. I'm gonna do all that.
And yeah, and it's no offense to the breeders. It's not like saying, "Oh, well, this breeder's a bad breeder or he's nasty or dirty or anything like that," and that is just for our own well-being and our own, peace of mind, you know.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I just had to tell my wife I forgot. So the lady also, we got a tarantula from the lady, not me. No, I
No,
don't do
no,
spiders. No,
no,
my wife
but
loves them, but I
yeah,
have that hot shot pest strip in my living room and in my bedroom and my son's room. When a snake, there's a room in this house that doesn't have it, so I was like, you got to leave that spider in the dining room because that
right,
chemical's not in there.
right, right.
I know, I know. And listen, if I can't ever figure out a name for a snake or you can't, just hit me up. My wife looks at it enough and she goes, you ain't named it. So that's why the spider girl I have that you have seen, her name is Felicia. The banana that I showed you, her name is Nanners. So I'll just wait. I won't name her. I'll just wait and I'll come home one day and be like, it looked at me funny in the glass. I'm gonna call it this.
Waited till you have about 40 or 50 of them, and she comes up, "Well, go get this one," and you're like, "Who?"
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you
She's
you mean
gonna say get
number
this one. I'm gonna
number
say no. You want me to get thing 1 or thing 499? Like just
right. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You wanna get who? You mean number 23 or
yeah,
number
yeah.
54? You know? Yeah, because I was the same way. I named a bunch of the first ones and that. Then it was like, I can't keep naming these guys, I'm up to about 30 something now, and that now they're just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that which that's why I love the husbandry pro, you know.
Unfortunately, I haven't done that yet. My name tags are pretty cool ones. They're here, but then pretty soon it's just gonna be some of that that painter's tape, you know.
Yeah. Hey, there ain't
um,
nothing wrong with that, that blue painter's tape, yeah, I've seen a lot of people use that or the, Post-it notes.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
listen,
that
if Walmart doesn't have post-it notes in your county, everybody will understand because I had to come to Toledo to buy my post-it notes. There she goes. Now she finally ventured out of my shirt.
"Oh, hello, girl. How you doing?"
Let's see if I can get her. There we go.
Oh, yeah, she's beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, there's the barbell right there on her head if you can see it.
Yep, yep, right there on her neck. Yeah.
Yep. I like her pattern because if she would have had this, but with a little bit more red, like that dark red, that would have
Right.
straight up she would have been a corn snake that looked like a rainbow boa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
but
So
yeah, the other corn snake we got, and we've named them because in the beginning I look at them all as they're they're an investment, but not just an investment. They're also they're family. They're not just pets.
right, right,
I mean, well, they're
right.
not just business. They're pets
Yeah, yeah,
also.
they're pets. They're like you said, they're part of the family,
Yep.
and then I feel the same way in that, but don't get me wrong, being good, well, taking this to a business side, and that we also do have to think about, I love them to death, but at the same time, I do need room in that rack.
Yeah.
You
Now we got to do it though, like they normally do on TikTok too. Oh no! Look, guys, it's gonna get me. It's choking me out. This is a man eater. You know, I have a poisonous snake.
Oh, yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Like, look at it, size me up.
I
It's
know.
giving me that eye.
It's looking at my shoulder. It's sizing my shoulder up. You know. See, it's trying to size my ear up like Mike Tyson. You know.
Yeah, yeah, Derek. 30-year commitment, so we can't say they aren't family. Definitely
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But so, Brad, how can people get a hold of you if they want to, maybe just talk to you or see what
So
you're going to be producing in the future?
I do have a TikTok right now, and it is I gotta remember what my TikTok is. I don't know. I'll know it in 2 seconds. My wife's about to look it up. But I also am on Facebook. I go by my actual name on Facebook. It's Brad Allen Inbody. But in the future, when I start actually producing, I plan on making like a business kind of a business page.
Okay.
And I think on TikTok, I think I go by I think it I think it's yeah, is it also Brad Allen? Okay, yeah, on my TikTok it's also that is Brad Allen Inbody. But it
Okay.
will say Frontline Reptiles. It's the same logo that was on the end on the description of the video showing who was going to be in.
Okay.
But soon
And
to change. I do have an awesome logo that
okay.
was created by a lady that does a lot of my tattoos. I just got to pay her for it, and the watermark comes off, and I'll have a new logo.
Now, you got an Instagram or YouTube?
I do not have a YouTube yet, and I have Instagram, but I don't use it. I haven't
Okay.
used it.
Okay. All
Um,
right. No Morph Market or anything like that yet,
I
obviously.
have a morph market, but I haven't fully set it up yet.
Okay. So, and would that Morph Market be under the Brad Allen in Buddy as well?
Um, Let me see. I don't. Yeah, I think that one is, or it will eventually be under Frontline Reptiles.
All right. All right. YouTube is a lot of work. Yeah, YouTube can be a lot of work. Um,
It's not a lot of work when you got an amazing guy named Brian that just does all the hard work for you.
but yeah, well, I try to do my best, man. I'm still new at it, still getting better, and
Right.
that eh, we're all growing, we're all learning, and I think that's the biggest goal in life is to always learn, always move forward.
Yeah.
If you're not moving forward, you're not progressing, then what the hell we doing?
Hey, listen, like Ricky Bobby said, if you ain't first, you last.
Exactly, exactly. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and roll this outro and I'm going to put you backstage, all right?
All righty, sounds good.
What an awesome guy, huh? Actually went about an hour and a half, didn't even realize the time. Guys, really awesome guy, man. Really awesome guy. So let me go ahead and roll this outro, a little bit of a new outro with the 15 minutes of lame and everything. So
15 minutes of life. Do the kids help at all?
Yes, they do.
Okay. And what's Holly's job in this whole thing? Brian, you can answer that because you're fucking shaking there. You're like addicted to fucking talking. I see you like fucking.
Yes, he is.
You want to talk? So go ahead. 15 minutes of lame.
all right, guys, make sure you guys go and vote for yours truly over there in that 15 minutes of lame. You can vote as many times as you want, as long as you're voting from a different device. All right. And remember, with hard work, determination, and positivity, your dreams too can become a reality. Until next time.